Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Dr. William, and today we're going to talk about something that often gets overlooked, but can have a major impact on your health, especially if you're over the age of 60. We're diving into fish. That's right, the kind of fish you choose to put on your plate can either help protect your brain, your heart, and your joints, or it can slowly chip away at your health and increase your risk of chronic disease. Fish is one of the most nutrient-rich foods on the planet, but not all fish are created equal. Some are absolutely excellent for people in their 60s and beyond, packed with omega-3 fatty acids, lean protein, vitamin D, and minerals that help keep the body strong and sharp. But others, unfortunately, are contaminated with dangerous levels of mercury, microplastics, and other toxins that can damage the nervous system, weaken immunity, and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. So, in this video, I'll be breaking down the 4 worst types of fish you should never eat if you're over 60, and 4 of the best, healthiest options that you should absolutely be including in your diet. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also give you practical tips on how to safely prepare fish and how often you should actually eat it. Let's get started. The 4 worst fishes you should never touch after 60 now. When I say worst, I'm not being dramatic. These are types of fish that have been shown through research to contain high levels of toxins, unhealthy fats, or contaminants that can seriously undermine your health. Number 1. King mackerel. Mackerel in general is considered a good source of omega-3s, but here's the problem. King mackerel is loaded with mercury. Mercury is a heavy metal that builds up in large predatory fish. When you consume too much of it, especially as you get older, it can damage the brain, affect memory, and contribute to neurological problems. It also puts extra strain on your kidneys and heart, both of which are already more vulnerable with age. If you love mackerel, stick to the smaller, safer varieties like Atlantic mackerel, but stay far away from king mackerel. Number 2. Swordfish. Swordfish is another predator at the top of the food chain, which means it accumulates a lot of mercury. In fact, the FDA specifically advises older adults, pregnant women, and young children to avoid swordfish entirely. Mercury poisoning doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual build-up. But the problem is, the symptoms often look like regular signs of aging: brain fog, memory loss, irritability, and difficulty with balance. So you may think it's just age catching up, when in fact, mercury exposure is playing a role. Swordfish might look appealing at a restaurant, but trust me, it's not worth the risk. Number 3. Farmed tilapia. Tilapia is one of the most commonly consumed fish worldwide because it's affordable and easy to cook. But here's the truth. Most of the tilapia on the market is farmed in poor conditions, particularly from overseas facilities. Farmed tilapia is often fed a diet of corn and soy rather than their natural diet, which means it contains very little omega-3 fatty acids, and instead is high in inflammatory omega-6s. For older adults, this can worsen arthritis pain, increase inflammation, and raise the risk of heart disease. There are some responsibly farmed tilapia out there, but unless you can absolutely verify the source, it's better to avoid it altogether. Number 4. Farmed salmon. Now this one surprises a lot of people. Salmon is usually thought of as a superfood, and wild caught salmon is one of the best foods you can eat. But farmed salmon is a very different story. Studies have shown that farmed salmon contains significantly higher levels of PCBs, industrial chemicals that are linked to cancer risk. They also tend to be higher in unhealthy fats and are often given antibiotics due to crowded farming conditions. If you're over 60, your immune system is already not as strong as it once was, so the last thing you need is more exposure to toxins and chemicals. Always choose wild, caught salmon instead of farmed. So to recap, the 4 worst fish to avoid are king mackerel, swordfish, farmed tilapia, and farmed salmon. The 4 best fishes you should eat over 60. Now let's move on to the good news. Not all fish are bad. In fact, Certain types are incredibly beneficial, particularly for people in their 60s and beyond. These are the fish that can actually protect your heart, support brain health, reduce inflammation, and even strengthen your bones. Number 1. Wild caught salmon. This is hands down one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Wild salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown to lower inflammation, support memory, and reduce the risk of heart disease. Omega-3s also keep your joints lubricated, which can ease arthritis pain. Salmon is also high in vitamin D, which helps protect bone strength and reduces the risk of osteoporosis, a common concern after 60. The key is to make sure it's wild, caught preferably from Alaska or the Pacific. Number 2. Sardines. Sardines are small, oily fish that are absolutely packed with nutrients. Because they're small and low on the food chain, they contain very little mercury. They're one of the best natural sources of calcium and vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health. They're also rich in B vitamins and selenium, which support energy and help the body fight oxidative stress. Sardines are inexpensive, widely available, and they can be eaten straight from the can. For anyone over 60, they're one of the most convenient superfoods. Number 3. Trout, specifically rainbow trout. Trout is a freshwater fish that's often farmed in the U.S. under strict regulations, which means it's usually a clean and safe option. It's high in omega-3s, protein, and potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. Trout is also a good source of vitamin B12, which is essential for keeping your nervous system strong and preventing anemia. As we age, B12 absorption decreases, so eating fish like trout is a simple way to help fill that gap. Number 4. Herring. Herring is another small, oily fish similar to sardines. It's commonly eaten pickled, smoked, or grilled. Like sardines, it's very low in mercury but rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Herring also provides a good dose of vitamin B12 and vitamin D, making it excellent for both brain and bone health. In fact, research suggests that people who eat fatty fish like herring regularly have a lower risk of dementia. So those are the 4 best fish to eat regularly if you're over 60. Wild, caught salmon, sardines, trout, and herring. Part 3. Practical tips for eating fish safely. Now you might be wondering, how often should you eat fish, and how can you prepare it safely? Let me give you some clear, practical guidelines. Aim to eat fish 2 to 3 times per week. That's the sweet spot for getting enough omega-3 fatty acids without overloading on contaminants. Always choose wild, caught when possible. Wild fish are generally lower in toxins and higher in beneficial nutrients compared to farmed fish. Pay attention to cooking methods. Baking, steaming, or grilling fish is the healthiest way to prepare it. Frying fish, on the other hand, can destroy some of the delicate omega-3 fatty acids and add unhealthy fats. Mix it up. Don't just rely on one type of fish. Rotate between salmon, sardines, trout, and herring to get a variety of nutrients. Watch the sodium. Canned fish like sardines can be very salty. Choose low-sodium versions when available. Be mindful of bones. Fish like sardines are eaten with the bones included, which is actually where much of the calcium comes from. But if you have swallowing difficulties, take care or choose boneless varieties. To wrap this up, here's the takeaway. Fish can be one of the healthiest foods you eat in your 60s and beyond, but only if you choose wisely. Stay away from king mackerel, swordfish, farmed tilapia, and farmed salmon, and instead make wild, caught salmon, sardines, trout, and herring a regular part of your diet. Your brain, your heart, your joints, and your bones will thank you for it. Eating the right kinds of fish can add not only years to your life, but more importantly, life to your years. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe for more clear, practical, doctor-backed health advice. Until next time, stay healthy, stay informed, and keep making choices that support the best version of you.